see if we can fit this in frame. It'll be back there. Ja. Ja. All right, hello, I hope you can hear me. Backstory to this is I got to go. I'll be back. All right. I have a kid who's sick, so I might have to run away again from time to time. Anyway, what I wanted to do today is take this apart. It's roadkill or road find. I was out buying some lumber, went by a house where this one was thrown at the roadside. I of course asked if I could take it, and that was fine. It had a drum machine before, but the kids in the house bought this one just to get the drum machine. So, and it's been standing out in the rain, so I don't think the electronics is that much to keep. It's really banged up, so I really don't think this is something to keep, except for this here. This is what I'm after, the pedal board, which I wanted to have for a long time. To make a Moog Taurus, or just to have a CV controllable foot switch that I can connect to my modular. Also, an expression pedal might be quite nice. So I'm just gonna tear it apart. Maybe I'll keep the keyboards if they're usable. I don't think switches and stuff like that is something to keep, so. But we'll see, I guess. this is actually quite nice. Let me come closer. Ah. A little closer. I can't move the camera too much because then I'll lose my Wi-Fi connection. So this one is actually encapsulated in really nice modules like this, and you got the connections that there's small pins on the white the key of each that presses down on the connection strip going that way. So this is actually a very nice keyboard, and the switches, again, I don't know if that's anything to use, but this is a complete set that I can just unscrew and get this keyboard out. Just need to cut some cables. Gotta get the cable cutter. Om du orkar sitta med på film. Du får fan gå och slappna av lite. This should be able to go right out now. Let's see, do you see this? So, yeah. Not the best lighting conditions here in the shadow. The sun will come this way in a couple of hours. And then this one should also be the same. A few mice have eaten on this one, and it's not, let's see. So this one is much easier to see the connection pins here. Let's see, we can move a bit. There, these two black ones is the lower one is when it's note on, and the upper one is note off. And so you press against it like that. Yeah. these are potentiometers, dual, like really huge ones. And here's one for reverb and one for brilliance, so I guess that is 2 circuits. Oh yeah. There's actually a spring down here, so there is a spring reverb. Yeah, let's take this one out. This one. Sorting out what these cables are for is for another day, I guess. There. Another one. Able to do a CV keyboard with, probably, hopefully. Let's see if we can get up a bit here. Bird's eye view. I actually thought there was going to be more circuitry in this. This is not much at all. This one is really old. It's from the 60s, 68 I think it started producing this one. So a really generic, simple one, nothing special at all. But I was thinking that because we've been doing the fuzz face and those kind of pedals, I thought that maybe the transistors in these old things could be something interesting. C458 4589, C4589. That's every single one is C4589. I have to check that out later if that is something interesting or useful. Out of that. Same here, only the same kind of transistors. And the same. So I would say that this board is where the keyboard comes in, and then there's these spidery kind of circuits. HD711, like there's tons of legs on there, so probably all the it has something to do with the keyboard, keeping track of the keyboard, I'm guessing. "12 pins on each of these. And I would guess these are multi-turn trim pots, perhaps some kind of tuning for the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so probably has to do with tuning of the keyboard, I would guess. Here's some kind of switch. Ah, this is probably, I don't know what the switch, it could be a hold switch that you actually control with your knee. Let's see if we can get out of this one. So here's a mechanism you pull down, and I'm guessing that you push it with your knee or something, and when you push it, there's, where are we? There. There's a mechanism in there, so like a knee hold or something. Instead of a foot switch, a knee switch. Let's take this one off as well. Let's not take that off. It is just a switch. Not right now, at least. So let's start on the back side. A bit moldy on the backside. That's something I want to bring inside. Here's the model number, Yamaha Electron B6B. Which, according to internet, is just off the mill, super simple organ. So here's a super big speaker made out of styrofoam, it looks like. That's like, I did not know that you could make a speaker out of styrofoam. Here's a spring reverb, a spring tank, sitting on very old crumbly foam of some kind. Kind of take you, put the camera down a bit more. Something like that. That was easy enough. So we've already covered spring reverbs, but another one won't be a bad thing, I guess. It even says in and out, and dust everywhere. So here's the pedal board, also eaten up by mice, I can see. And here's the foot switch. How should we do this? And that's the power supply. We definitely do not want to keep that one. Or I don't, at least. Guess I have to do it by hand then. So there's really not much to salvage here. We don't want to keep or use 50-year-old electrolytic capacitors for anything. So yeah, this one goes. See if I can take this front off with the speaker, or if I need to take the speaker off first. And oh, I see it here. I think the speaker is in the way for a few more screws here actually. I need to take that off. Some tools for this. I don't know what to say about this. A styrofoam speaker. I mean, it's a metal frame, really strange form, big element, but yeah, interesting. Maybe I'll plug it in and see how it sounds in a stereo. Who knows, it could be a really great subwoofer. And I mean, it's a Yamaha speaker. Those are supposed to be good, right? All right, so let's take this one off. Last one up there. Nej, allting är i tvätt. Here we go. We should take the sides of this thing maybe to just or why I don't really want to keep this. Okej, det behövs inte. What to do. I guess we remove this one then. All right, it sits there, of course. Okay. I think we need to flip it. Get it out. There. let's look at this. More of this mouse-eaten styrofoam. And yeah, this is how simple it is, I guess. You just... I don't think it can be standing on the floor. It needs to be stuck to something, because... or else it will be like that. But with a heavy weight there, it might work. Or actually a plate out. So build something with a plate out. You can't see my... Build something with a plate out here to keep the counterweight. Should work. One small thing, this one seems to be broken. The plastic is actually broken there, so the spring, back spring doesn't work. Maybe can be fixed with something. But yeah, a pedal board, finally, or a pedal keyboard. And again, it's just switches, so should be really simple to implement as a CV keyboard. I don't see any trouble with that. Maybe some cleaning. So, yeah. Jackpot, I'd say. Final thing, this one. So a simple expression pedal. Again, we've already covered this in the joystick episode. That's whatever, like what I could do is I could plug this in instead of one of the joysticks or one of the potentiometers of the joystick, and just run CV through this one. Probably, maybe I have to look over how it's connected and stuff like that. But should be quite simple to make a CV pedal. Again, this one needs to be... Again, this one needs to be raised up a bit, like this. Otherwise, it will hit the floor. Like if it's standing there, we won't get the full expression. We need to get it up a bit to get the last piece. So, ow. That one is now empty of anything valuable. It should be this one. I'm not sure how much I'd like to play with my knee. I do drive car with my knee from time to time. Shouldn't do that, but yeah, you know. Yeah. Other than that, this one. So what did we get to? What's the keepers for this? So an expression pedal with a built-in box, maybe. The foot keyboard. A spring reverb. And one keyboard that we might build something, make a CV keyboard out of. And another one that we might build a CV keyboard out of, with or without the switches and stuff like that. And maybe the transistors from these, if they are anything to keep, they could be germanium transistors because they're so old, and that might just be fun to have for doing old fuzz face stuff like that. But I think this is the big thing, the keepers of this, and especially this one. This is why I really stopped and picked it up, because I wanted the foot keyboard, and the other one is just bonuses, I guess. So with that said, let's end this video, and I can go on with my outdoor project number 2, fixing that one. So nice to be out in the sun today. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye. And ending.